Hello there, everyone. Happy Sunday. It's November 8th, 2020, and welcome to our weekend episode for our daily stock market insights. I know my video last night, I know it reached 40 minutes, but we were not able to cover all the stocks, all the interesting stocks that we have in the Philippine market. And I noticed a lot of you guys have also dropped a comment and suggested some more stocks to review. So here I am. I am going to review your requests. In the meantime, if this is your first time to watch our video, this is Miss JD. I do review stocks in the Philippine market, also in the US market if you guys are going to request one. And if you like this type of video or these videos, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you are always updated whenever I have new videos. So let's get started. First, I'd like to recognize, of course, those people who managed to take the time to recognize and make the requests. So Justin said FLI. Okay, I'm going to include that. Carlos said, thanks, Miss JD. Raul, may I know stocks you have now? Okay, so I haven't really shared this yet, but currently I have, just a minute. I have BDO, JFC, ATN, MRC, SMC, and Tech. Okay, so looks like my positions for these stocks are looking really promising. I'm just waiting for these to continue it's their uptrend, and some of them are actually for my long-term picks, particularly BDO and JFC. Dito is mid to long term. Sometimes I would take profit. For instance, at one point when the price reached around I was able to take profit around 7.94. When it reached this level, this was the day, 7.94, around that area, and I re-entered somewhere at the 613 and still holding on to my position. My average here is around the 590-ish level there, because I managed to enter somewhere at the 3 something level, but I partially locked in some profit, and I'm just playing around with it. Hopefully, as I mentioned in my review yesterday, I don't really mind if the stock is going to dip some more, but I know a lot of you guys will not be very happy with what I just said. But looking at how it is really forming, I see some more potential for this stock to move some more higher. But at any point in time, people will be taking profit. Five peso level would be a good area to try out again. I just felt so bad last Friday when my 510 was not hit, when in fact it already managed to dip at that level. So just probably the volume that really didn't match. There were more buyers than the sellers at the time when I posted it. Okay, so those are my picks. Those are actually my current stocks. I'm trying to contain it. I don't like to put a lot on my portfolio so that I could easily play around with my positions. If I'm okay with a certain level, I take profit and re-enter and just put my buying power in these. And hopefully, I don't know, maybe for ATN, that's not really a very long-term pick. If I'm happy with my profit, I might be exiting that. Also, SEC, I entered the previous month when it was around the 9 something level, 9. I entered at the 960 and I added some more at the 10 peso level, and I exited around 11.8 something here, around that area. That's where I exited. But look, it managed to go back to the 10 peso level, but I was not able to enter. We need more buying power. But either way, I'm happy with my current positions at the moment. Looking forward for more promising moves for these stocks. tech is. I was reading the news last night. Of course, with the election that happened in the U.S., Biden winning the position. Some people were talking about tech being the stock that will also benefit from it. And we'll see. We'll see tomorrow if this indeed is going to give us a more uptrend. Actually, it's really about time for this stock to move higher. And let me just go back to the comments. So Raul, I think that was the answer to your question. So that was ATN, BDO, DITO, JFC, MRC, SMC, and Tech. Those are my positions right now. And Raul also wanted to request for DMC, VLL, these stocks. Got it covered. I have that on the list. Bongga talaga si Miss JD sa English. Thank you. Maraming salamat. Greg, Pedro, great video as usual. God bless your channel. Thank you, Pedro. Okay, so let us go ahead and start. So I'd like to first cover the ones you guys have requested, and then I'll continue from where I left off from yesterday. Let's go and check our indicator. As you notice, I have a very simple set of indicators. I use the Bollinger Band, and I have just the default settings. And then I have the RSI, and I just take a look at the volume and the candlesticks and the patterns that I see, and that's it. That's my only basis. So let's get started. The first stock that I will be covering is FLI. Okay, wow, FLI has a scheduled dividend release November 16th. We're very near. X date is November 11th. So for those people who are trying to understand the concept of how the dividend release is happening here in the country. So the moment you see an X date and you are interested in getting in the stock to take advantage of the dividend pay, you have to make sure that you have entered in this stock prior to the 11th of November. Now, because what the system does is it recognizes those people who have a position in this stock on the 11th. So the very first minute of the 11th, if the system sees you, then you're good. Now, if you want to exit because you see that the stock is about to decline on that day, because normally that also happens, November 11th, if you wish to get out, even the first few minutes after the market opens, that's fine. You can get out and still receive the release or still receive the payment, which is scheduled on the 11th of December. Okay, I hope that that is clear. Now, FLI, as you can see, so we had a red candlestick, but this is just normal because when it started the day, it did a gap up from this price level. It went ahead and started at 1.01, which is a big jump right there. So within the day, as you notice, the price revisited that area. It filled that gap just in the same day. So I think at least it did that on the first day, at least for those people who were able to enter here. It's not that deep yet. But what I can see here is a possible continuation of its climb. And right now, if it is going to drop some more, probably, what I can say is the area where it dropped was a support level at the moment. So it could be a slightly higher or lower in terms of plotting the area. So it could be a little higher or a little lower. But definitely we are just sitting at a possible support level. We broke out of a resistance. So this used to be a resistance right here, became a support over here, and resistance over here also became a resistance over here. And currently, if you are going to revisit, most likely, if really there's not much volume, chances are you will just have sideways first, something to this effect. It'll take some time before it takes off. And but what I can say here is that volume is starting to climb. Do you see that? The cloud in the volume area is starting to increase. So I feel that this will continue to move higher. Just look at the 99 cents as a support level. Now, if you're a mid to long term investor for this stock, see the possible potential. Look at this. In the previous years, like back in just last year, it even reached up to the 2 peso level. So that's like what, 100% possible gain. So if you just want to, yeah, that's a 100% gain. So if you just want to settle at a 50%, that would be just around 1.47, 150 area, and then boom, you got a 50% gain, right? Also, another thing to look at here is when does it looks like this regularly gives out a dividend, right? July, and then there's another one back in November. This one previously June, so it's not that consistent as of yet, but it does looks like it does give out a dividend twice a year. Yeah, looking at this 2017, 2018, 2019. So yeah, at least once every year. So that's something to look forward to. At least you have a possible gain for the increase in the price, or what we call capital gains, and you also have a revenue based on the dividend. So, and also if you're to look at it on a weekly chart, perhaps we're still at a very, very cheap level if you are a long-term investor for this stock. So good catch. DMC. DMC on a weekly chart, you are from a constricted Bollinger Band, and we are now starting to show some recovery. This stock is also known for giving out promising dividend yield. So 0.23 back in 2019, 0.28. So if you are to check that, that's approximately like what, 5%, 4 point something percent per year. So that's already a good rate or a good yield. Now, if you're looking at a daily chart, I'd say we just broke out of a short-term resistance over here. This is the area I am looking at. So the reason why I'm saying that's a resistance is that if you look to the left, slowly as you go downwards, right, you screen to the left, right away I see this. That's a support. It was also validated. I mean, that's a resistance. 2 points over here that validated the area being a resistance. And then when you manage to break out of that, which happened on this day, the 5th of November, that was a breakout. One entire candlestick ending outside of that area. So this one over here is just a retest. It retested your previous resistance and established a support at that level. So that's just normal. Sometimes it takes a few days or weeks even for it to revisit. So at least this one, it happened the day after. So I think it's a good, the pacing is just fine. At least it won't be too drastic. Normally those the newbies are the ones are the ones hit by that climb, because we're a victim of FOMO sometimes, right? When we see a stock really being so bullish, for instance here, and normally we will not be able to see it on time, and people are too excited about the stock. If they start hyping it up, and chances are the newbies are the ones buying it at the resistance area. So with this kind of movement, at least the pace is just slow. We know that we have just broken out of a resistance, then chances are we might see some more bullish movements. Then at least they can still enter a possible support right here, which I see at the 4.71 at the moment. So if you are a position trader, this is not the most perfect one. But given that there is really a big potential for it to go higher and higher, then that is fine. I'm addressing this to the mid to long term investors, okay? Because if you're a short term position trader or a position trader around this level, actually, this for me is the most perfect time to buy when it went beyond the MA20 line and started consolidating at the MA20 level. That was for me the most perfect opportunity, and it's already a bit high. But given that the market is starting to recover and then the potential of this stock is still this much, I think looking at it in a long-term perspective, we are still at a very, very cheap level. So still a good buy, I'd say. Next is VLL. VLL also had a dividend. Wow, but that's done. Okay, so this one it is still at a sideways movement, but slowly showing some signs of bullish move. We are now showing some higher highs. You see this? This used to be your resistance over here. These points were your resistance, validated multiple times in just the span of a month, and we started moving higher than that, and this is a confirmation over here. This one back on the 5th of November, half of the body, that's fine, but what we normally want to see is one entire candlestick ending outside of that. So that will confirm the breakout. So I think we still have a momentum here. We will most likely be moving and achieving some higher lows and higher highs, which are key elements of an uptrend. You have some higher highs and higher low, like what you have here. So it's just following this pattern right now, the ascending resistance and the ascending support. So if you want to get in, wait for it probably to stabilize and reach as near as you can to this yellow line that's ascending upwards. That's your support. FNI. FNI. Okay. All right. So I just want to call this out because currently we are situated very near a resistance. So this is the second time. Actually, it tried to consolidate at that level, very near the resistance. Okay. One thing though that you need to also consider is the declining momentum that you have over here. So chances are also the volume is on a decline. So just be extra careful. If it continues to struggle a little bit very near your resistance, then consider locking in some profit because we might be on our way downwards. This stock has already recovered, and people might be taking some more profit here. Okay, but in terms of the potential, if you are really willing to hold on to your position, we probably have already reached the bottom and it will slowly give us some recovery here. But don't expect right away for this price to go, as high as the 10 peso level. Try to manage your expectations perhaps up to this level, 1.88 to 1 to 2 peso level. That's a more realistic expectation. Probably, around 20-30% gain is not that bad. And if you want, wait for it first to go beyond your resistance area so you have a confirmation that indeed you have a breakout play there. In the meantime, seeing what I have here on my indicators, I see a possible profit taking that will happen in the coming days. CHP is stabilizing, okay, just probably try to observe the 157, 158 area. That is the support I'm looking at. Reason for that is the consolidation that happened here. You also had a resistance here and a support formed here, resistance here. So you have so many points that will validate this key level, 158. We might stabilize there. So if you are a long-term investor, I think this is an area to consider, because probably the thing that's happening right now is we are consolidating at this point, and who knows, we will be recovering soon. 158, very near the area where it is at right now, is the support I'm looking at. I also saw some people posting, but I don't really rely on those too much, because some people have vested interests why they're posting a lot there. So I really am still focused on the technicals. But they said that given that Biden won the election, this is also one of the stocks that will greatly benefit from it. But if you have some thoughts, let me know. What do you think people are saying that? You know. By the way, I saw this post. When can we create a group chat? I forgot if I answered this already. I'm seriously considering. I actually started creating the group chat. I just want to think of a more systematic way on how I could manage it and how I can welcome people in the group chat, because yeah, I want to make sure that we are that the group chat is going to be a very engaging, or yeah, we have a healthy discussion there. Everyone is engaged. Everyone is empowered to talk about their stocks, and we could review your stocks perhaps. I still have to map it out, and I'll share my mechanics over there, and probably I'll launch it here too very, very soon. Okay. So that's CHP. SECB, let's take a look at that too. SECB, 1 peso. November 11. No, November 6. Oh, X date is gone. So this must be the reason why it dipped. So from here, it rose up to 102 level, and then on the X date, people exited their position because they know they already are qualified to get the dividend. So what happened here is that so most likely you will be dropping a few more cents, and it will just probably revisit your 96.80 area, and which is still very near technically, right? Which is just right about 2%, 3%. So if you want, you can haggle for a few more cents and then enter right there. Looking at how it is forming right now, so that is your short-term resistance. If you want, you can just plot this one and see if this is yeah, you can use that. Use the MA20 line. Okay, let's not put the this one. Let's not put this because it looks confusing. What I can say here is just watch out as it goes down and revisits the MA20 line, because right now, since we're moving much higher than the MA20, when it drops, chances are MA20 will be the drop point. Okay, that's your possible support. Still at a very cheap level if you're going to look at it in a long-term perspective for long-term investors. Still a good area to buy. Now let's take a look at now. Okay, wow. Somehow it copied almost the same pattern as what we have for Dito. This could push the price some more. You have some foreign buying that happened here, but just be extra careful how the stock behaves around the MA20 line, because when we are moving below that level, your MA20 can act as a resistance. So we're very near that. And see, just find your, if you can time the market, go ahead and do that. But I see it pushing the price some more, but expect some resistance or some slowdown as it goes near the MA20. But sometimes we go beyond that and we break the line, then that's an even better story. Okay. Just in case it drops, I think the best area to catch it would be the area where it reached its wick over here, around 375, 380 area. We'll see though. Okay, so resistance here, support over here. Okay, let's see the other stocks. So I know I stopped right around PHR. There. See, let's see ICT. ICT, okay. Guys, I'd say ICT is already on the expensive side, okay? Um, Try to see this. Look at this pattern. As the price is moving higher and higher, you're on a decline. But, wow, what's interesting here is that looks like there's a breakout. We had a breakout over here. But still much lower, right? Lower than the previous one. So if for me, if it will continue to move higher, the resistance is going to be right at this level. There is a resistance formed at the 135 or 134. Yeah, 135 level. So check that out and see if it will continue to push the price higher. But I'd say if you are a trader or a position trader, this is already on the expensive side. This area is already a profit-taking area, and just be on the lookout. Okay. And maybe if you want, you can just wait for it to retrace for a while and then re-enter. For me, the nearest support I see is around this level, 116.65. That is because you have an MA20 right there. You also had your support previously in the same area. There you have it. Okay, so that those are my insights for ICT. So you can check out, see if it drops first at the 116, and if it stabilizes, then much better entry price than where it is at right now, because I find this already on the expensive side. You have a 7% potential because the nearest resistance is at 134.96 right there. SM no change, but this is bound to go down. This is a sign of weakness. So maybe check out what happens around 966. Okay, 966 or 968, because that's where you have your resistance and previous support right there. So that's the nearest area where it could potentially give us some bounce. AC, hold on. AC is currently at a possible resistance, guys. So also be on the lookout. You have your resistance right here. So I'm not saying you cannot enter at that level. What I'm saying is that wait for a confirmation of a breakout first before you enter. Because at this point, well, it managed to rest here and consolidate it first before it tried to move forward again. So we're now at a resistance area. If it drops, next support could be where your MA20 line is. Okay. So what about the still have back in 2018 it reached 1,100 level, but I think this stock is one of the most resilient stocks. While the market was really suffering from the effects of the pandemic, this stock was at its height. You know, it dropped, yes, it did, but quickly recovered right after that. And currently, people have been profitable already. That's why this profit taking happened and it dropped, and now it's starting to recover again. So what we are waiting for is for it to break that resistance, and when it does, then that's a much better story for us. Mag, Mag still on sideways, and wow, good job for those people who managed to catch it around this area. So I'm thinking this stock will also continue to move higher, and you now have a brand new support. Your previous resistance right here will now potentially it will become your support there, that level. So it might go here and bounce right there. 318 level. Okay, so I think that is it for now. Please let me know your thoughts if I am making sense here. Or if you have some other requests, give me some ideas, guys, on how I can give some variety in this channel. So far, what I have committed to you and to myself is it's a daily review of the most trending ones and the ones that you guys have been requesting. Hopefully soon I could do a face reveal, but for now, this is what I can commit. But go ahead, just drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts, any ideas, uh, and I'll think about it. I'll see if I can uh, make that happen. Okay? In the meantime, thank you for watching and happy Sunday. Bye bye for now.